Hey, it's Lord Lav. This is probably going to be the last in the series of showing you behind the scenes as to how I made the tracks from my Bog Standard EP. Bog Standard EP was the first thing I ever properly released with a lot of like hip hop style production and stuff. It's kind of how I learned to produce and what have you. A lot of sampling old records and stuff like that. This, as I say, is probably going to be the last one. I'm pretty proud of this beat. Considering I made it when I was smashed out my tree drinking too much. I probably drank a bottle of port in the middle of creating this track. Whether that assists it, I don't know. I'm not condoning the use of drugs in your creativity. I'm just saying I happened to be smashed when I made it, and I came back and listened to it the next day, and I was quite happy with what I come up with. So yeah, I started off sampling a track off of this record here, and yeah, it's cool. The strings in it are glorious, to be fair, but I'm just going to play it just so you can understand what I sampled. So I just sampled that whole section, and at the time I did it originally on my MPC, but I'll show you the next bit. So initially when I put this track together, I put this track together on my MPC 2000 XL, which I don't have anymore, and I took all the individual stems and re-recorded them on my laptop using Logic Pro, and yeah, so everything's sort of broken down like that. But as I say, I initially sampled that record that you saw. I also lifted a kick and a snare and put a real basic, very rough sounding like drum pattern together, which sounds like this. And that sounds like that. And on top of that, I also sampled some cymbals from another record and reversed the cymbals and time stretched them as well, so it doesn't, they're not really cymbals. It was like the actual record sounded like shaking some keys or something like that, but as I say, I manipulated the sound and almost made it sound like a kind of rhythmic siren. It sounds like this. And I mixed that in with like this this tapping sound, which was actually from the record. So that kind of plays a role of like the hi-hats or you know, the cymbals. Also, the big thing was I took the strings. You heard the record, as I say, I originally sampled, and the way I did it on my MPC at the time is I sampled it, broke it down into 16 bits. It was like one big loop, broke it down to 16 bits on the pad, so it was like chopped up into 16 sections. Now, rather than what you do like when you got drums, you just press the pad once and it just it will just play that drum sound, and that's it. What I did with this is I looped each individual pad. So you'd hold the pad down and it would keep looping that sound on and on, but I did that with each individual chop, so I basically created this crazy string pattern which sounds a lot different to what the actual record sounds like. It's like this. So there was that string sound, and I also changed it again, just again playing with the pads, just to vary the pattern a bit, so it sounds like this. So it'd be, that was the kind of way I ended up playing it, and that's basically it. On top of the drums, I also layered this very very fat sort of FM bass line, real basic FM style sort of synth bass line, which I just did on my Korg, and it just sounds like this. That's basically it. So if you hear the beginning of the track, it sounds overall like this. It's just come to the build-up now. So yeah, that's it. That's kind of how the track sounds all together. The only thing was just the lyrical content of this track. I put this track together, as I say, whilst I was drunk. But I thought about the lyrics, and the lyrics to this track I put together kind of, or I wrote after reading that there's a book by this guy called Eckhart Tolle called The Power of Now, during a sort of time when I was looking at different sort of, I suppose, spiritual sort of perspectives on life, and yeah, I just found that book, The Power of Now, quite an interesting book at the time. So I guess some of the lyrical content and stuff I put together about that track was kind of about what I took from reading that book, The Power of Now, and there's some valid bits to it, you know, just looking at the present rather than worrying about the past and what did happen, or you know, feeling guilty about things you've done in the past, and worrying about what might be in the future. Like, the only time you've actually ever got any level of control is what's going on right now. So I was just playing around with that perspective. That was kind of my point in the whole track. But this track is called Wave. If you want to download that track, I've got it on, it's on SoundCloud, so you can go and check it out on there, I think. Otherwise, just download the Bog Standard EP, which is available on my website, www.lordlab.com. Just click on the icon, it says the Bog Standard EP. That's it. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you found it interesting seeing how I put a few of, you know, parts of this track together. I'm putting a video up at the moment, the second Tuesday and fourth Tuesday of every month, and yeah, so just subscribe to my YouTube channel for more videos like this. Also going to be doing more videos of me actually rapping and stuff, and going to be putting more videos of me like producing other stuff as well, like grime and things like that. So yeah, hope you enjoyed the video. Subscribe and enjoy. Lord Lav. Peace.